Hello everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. So I'm just going to quickly hop over to Sprome to see if there's any new missions or rumors there, now that we are in the Sage Moon month. None? Okay, also no new missions, so I'm going for Desert Peril. There's been a rash of attacks by crazed monsters in the Elude Sands area recently. We'll pay for research and removal. Okay, I don't believe we have anything useful to bring along yet. Why do we still have... Oh, the Ahriman Eye doesn't actually get used up for the mission, fair enough. What's the Mithril Pick do? Weapon attack C, oh why not? And what's the Ahriman Eye actually do? Magic Power B, enhances power of the dark. Let's just bring them along. It's not like I lose them. So, let's move over to the desert area. And let's avoid random encounters. There we go. Okay, let's check the laws. Charm forbidden, confuse recommended, that's just fine. Let's make sure we save before we engage. And Desert Peril. Grar, 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 grar. Listen to that thing howl. Maybe the monsters around here really have gone mad. Okay. There's no reason to bring my thief along for this mission in particular, because he can't steal anything from these guys, making him fairly useless. No, actually one more blow right there. I think we have to bring new kits, so we are. Shutmaya or Misara. Technically Misara could learn from these guys, but... Also tempted to just bring a 12. Yeah, why not? Okay, Charm, Confuse, I don't care, so let's go. But yeah, the Thief will definitely see a bunch of action. Don't worry about that. Okay, yeah, you can't do anything, so you just wait. Ryodoma. Luckily he can't actually jump down from there, so it's funny that they put him there in the beginning, so he's kind of standing on that cliff and howling down at us, but he's actually useless from that position, so that's kind of funny. Okay, just about in range. We now have the double shoot ability, which is, or double shot rather. Just that, you fire twice. And you do less damage, and I'm just out of range actually here. That's a bit annoying. It shows me being in range and I can attempt the attack, but I can't actually hit the guy because I'm just... I think it's because he's on elevated ground. I can't actually hit him there. Oh, no, stupid action. Should have gone for a first aid. Action, white magic, protect. No, actually let's go for a shell, because that flan can use magic. That jelly thing. I don't know, I think they're called jellies in English. German name for them is Flan, so that's kind of why I'm used to that name. I think I start... Yeah, the bow range thing, but I kind of finished that point. Okay, I can attack the Flan or the jelly, but it's not going to do any good, so I'm actually going to move right here. And just do an air render. Yeah, does decent damage, decent chance to hit, no reason not to. Whereas the jelly is actually more Blanc's job. No, we'll move you one further back here. You won't have a great chance to hit, but I'll always be able to retry next time from a better position. 70% isn't actually that bad, so that's okay. And while the flans or the jellies are very resistant to normal attacks, they die very quickly to magic because they have low health, and magic, actually, they're fairly weak to it. Unless you use the magic of the appropriate color, so that was a lightning jelly. If I attacked it with lightning attacks, it would have absorbed, of course. And the AI is actually fairly smart insofar as that it uses that absorb ability to heal itself using its own lightning damage spells. Okay, now that guy's down, but we've already killed or severely damaged a lot of the enemies, so I would get a counter hit if I hadn't killed it, but I did, so I don't quite know why I'm bringing it up. Oh yeah, double shot. Let's do a normal fight. Normal fighting would do 31 damage at this stage. A double shot does 15 per hit, so it actually does about half of your fight damage. Depending on rounding, you might actually lose a bit, as in this case we would lose 1 point of damage. Excuse me. The thing is, it means that there's basically a chance that I hit twice, in which case I would essentially have done the same amount of damage as I would have normally. But there's also a chance that instead of missing it completely, I only miss one of the 2 shots. So it's kind of... it evens out the probability a little bit. With a normal attack I can either hit or not hit. And with the double shot I also have the chance of hitting once, hitting twice, or hitting not at all. So it just kind of... it makes RNG a little less... it makes the influence of RNG on the attack a little less strong. Otherwise, there's not really any reason to use this. Because it does have damage of a normal attack, so... yeah. It also doubles your chances of getting at least a critical. If you would crit, obviously it would only crit on the half damage of a single double shot, but because they can crit individually. But the advantage is that if you want a crit for the knockback, for example, to knock someone from a certain position, you increase your chance of getting at least 1 critical hit by using double shot. You can just protect because we now only have physical enemies left in them. I think the Antlion might have a Sandstorm ability, which I think that's magic damage, but he's too far away and I'm not fussed about it. And this guy's probably gonna bite Moblin. Okay, damage and poison. Poison Claw. So not bite. Ouch, and actually that worked wonderfully, darn. I don't like being poisoned, it doesn't do that much damage, I just don't like it. And if he'd done that to my Blue Mage, if I had brought my Blue Mage, then my Blue Mage would now have learned that ability and would be able to use it himself using his Blue Magic command. Of course, the powers that be deemed that to not be happening. I.e., I didn't bring my Blue Mage. Getting a Blue Mage to learn all abilities, which had initially been my goal. I have checked, and it's just such an effort. It includes so much. If you don't get the ability from this guy, you're going to have to reload the battle until you do. There's so many instances where enemies are, or a certain enemy having a certain ability is so rare that they might only occur a few times throughout the game. And that means that once you are in that particular encounter, you basically have to reload it until the guy uses that ability on your Blue Mage. And there's some abilities that you can only have used on your Blue Mage if you manage to take control of the enemy, which requires a Beastmaster, and then there's one ability which kills a random unit on the map, any random unit, and the only way to learn that is to be killed by it on your Blue Mage, but your Blue Mage must have the auto-resurrection ability, so that he comes back to life instantly. So he can actually learn it, otherwise he wouldn't learn it. Even if you resurrect him manually afterwards, that's not enough, so it's a pain getting all of the abilities, and I don't care about it anymore. I am just going to go for, I guess, a fairly complete playthrough, but I'm not aiming at 100%. Viola, you can do your double shot again. Action, sharpshooter, double shot. To my mind, there's no real disadvantage to this over the over a normal attack, so I'm going to be using it a fair amount. I'm guessing that if I had a really high crit chance, it might be worse. You'd have to actually do extensive calculations to make sure, or you'd have to do some calculations to estimate which is effectively better, but I don't know, I like using it, so I'm going to, even if it might not be the better choice. I do a fair amount of min-maxing in games like these, but some things are just kind of preference, and I'm going to do them as I like to do them. And it survives because Etoile is weak, really, really weak. She's level 4 now, I think. Let's see what you do. You attack Viola. You could have gotten a side attack. That's just silly. And you missed. Okay, let's air render. Action, fight attack, air render. And Viola or whoever else can get in range soon enough, I guess, can get the kill on the final end line. Don't think Mont Blanc will be able to get in range. Nah, okay. So, yeah, you can just wait. Turner doesn't have any ranged attacks, so action, battle tag, first aid. I've already missed one opportunity to do that this fight, so sorry about that. And this is now an instance where the double shot is actually advantageous, because I have 90% chance to hit, which means I have a 10% chance to miss. If I do a normal attack, it would kill him, but there's a 10% chance that I miss, so I have a 90% chance to get the kill. I now have 2 shots, and only one of them has to hit, which means the chance of both of them not hitting is actually 1%. Which means I go from 90% certainty of winning the battle to 99% certainty, which is a bunch. It's actually a 10% increase in percentage points. So yeah, let's do it. What could make a monster go crazy? Well, I think we're about to find out, actually. This might be a long episode, by the way. Do monsters go mad like this often? Kupo, we get jobs like this every once in a while. Really? I wonder what causes it. There are a number of theories, Kupo. I, for one, believe the crystal theory. Crystal? They say the palace made these magical crystals, Kupo. Their magic is so strong that it affects the animals. So you think a crystal is nearby? I don't know, Kupo. It might just be a rumor after all. I find this such a... People praise Final Fantasy games for having good story and good writing. But stuff like this is just really, really poor writing in my opinion. It's like, there's no evidence at all that these crystals even exist. But it's the theory I believe in, and it just happens to be the truth. It's silly. How could you make anything in a wrinkle in space? Again, this is just sort of coming out of nowhere. I don't know. I find a lot of sort of these Japanese role-playing games, I've noticed that in Valkyria Chronicles as well. It's not so much good writing as it's just a bunch of tropes mixed together. It's all archetypes, not real characters. And I'm really annoyed by the fact that it's always gotta be really, really, really young children, basically. Final Fantasy, some of them are okay. Some of the story writing is actually quite good. I really liked 7 and 8, and I find 9 to be quite good as well. But what annoys me about many of the newer ones is that so many of the protagonists are basically like 16-year-old kids. And I don't know, I think Resident Evil games, I know not Final Fantasy games, but they have a similar thing where many of the protagonists, they're like super elite police units at the age of 20 or something. And Valkyria Chronicles actually, it's sort of the one I've noticed it the most in, where you're fighting in a war, and the game's already fairly bad at making, you know, that sort of the dreadfulness of war apparent. It's all kind of happy chappy, oh, we're all friends, and oh, look, I baked you bread, and oh, this is so tasty, and now let's go slaughter a few people. It really doesn't do war any justice, I guess. But then you're fighting in a war. You've got a militia unit, basically, and one of the guys you can get is 12, and he's allowed to go to war, and it's just silly. Anyway, enough ranting. Let's go on. A wrinkle in space, huh? Interesting. Alright, Desert Peril cleared. And a 12-mastered shield bearer. That's fine. Clan level up. Skill level up. Okay, Ulai River. Ulai River goes here. Okay, and let's get back to town. No, stop. Don't want to fight that guy. Let's just go this way. And then this way. And now we can go to town. Okay, just trying to get the rumors out of the way. There we go. Crazy monsters. Reports of crazy monsters have been increasing all over Ivalice. While the cause is unknown, experts believe it has something to do with crystals that no one ever knows about. They're very well hidden and no one knows if they actually exist, but experts believe it has to do with crystals. I don't know. The crystals, pure magic in a solid form, are supposed to be somewhere in this kingdom. Rumors say the palace made the crystals. Rumors the palace firmly denies, so there's no evidence. Oh, negotiations. Clan competition is fierce, and engaging is the order of the day, but try negotiating with the friendlier clans to avoid needless engagements. Okay, because we now get a new kind of mission, basically, which, yeah. Anyway, I'll continue this next time and check out all the side missions and all that for now. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye!